As you may have seen or know, there are a lot of sponsored cubers around the world. So for example, I'm sponsored by Rubik's and The Cubicle. So slight plug, you can use discount code Dana or go to thecubicle.com/Dana for 5% off all your orders. It really helps support me and you can get stuff on sale. It's a win-win. Another small plug, if you're interested in anything money or finance related, check out my second channel, The Dana Yee Show. So obviously not everyone can be sponsored. So why are some people sponsored? What are the benefits and how can you get sponsored? So firstly, I think as many people are interested in the perks and benefits of being sponsored, a lot of sponsorships, it ranges and it depends on the company and your sort of status or reputation as a cuber, but for a lot of sponsorships you get free or discounted cubes, and for a lot of sponsorships for faster cubers you have help traveling to competitions, or for example for more YouTube based people you may get help purchasing equipment that will help you improve your video quality and improve your brand. Obviously, since companies are spending money or helping you in other ways to be a better cuber and improve your presence or help you go to competitions, they're not just going to give it to you for free. They have to get something out of it, right? So ultimately, a sponsorship is sort of a business relationship, and similar to how professional athletes are sponsored by companies, both sides should benefit from the relationship. If it's one-sided, then obviously the other side doesn't benefit, and it would not be smart for the non-benefiting side to get into the agreement. The biggest things I believe that a company get out of a sponsorship, not just cubing, but otherwise like general sponsorships, are exposure and brand reputation. So for example, for exposure, if you're able to sponsor some of the top cubers around the world, they travel around the world to compete, they're really fast and a lot of people see them. If they see them and associate your brand or your store with like these really good cubers that they look up to, then that's ultimately good for your brand and they may be more inclined to purchase your products or go to your store. Similarly, I kind of touched on this, but I think another thing companies really get out of it is brand reputation, right? So there are a lot of younger cubers, or just in general, a lot of cubers that look up to or are friends with other cubers, and seeing cubers perhaps use a specific type of cube or represent a specific type of store gives a positive connotation for the watcher, like, oh, if this person that's really fast uses this cube, I might want to look into it. Or, well, if this other really fast person likes to buy cubes from this place, maybe I should buy cubes from there. So basically for companies, they get exposure of their brand and positive, hopefully positive brand reputation. Now I've broken it down into three sort of categories of types of sponsorships. So firstly, we've got the people that are sponsored because they're fast. Obviously cubing is a hobby where fast people at competitions, people see them, people know them, and people follow the fast people. People are always, what's the new world record? Who's gonna get the new world record? Who won this competition? Whatever. So obviously the first types of people that come to mind are people like Felix, Max, and the Viers, who are really fast. They travel a lot. Pretty much everyone in the community knows who they are. So a lot of people look up to them and see them really fast and either use it as motivation or are just, they know who they are and they see them a lot. And sort of the subconscious, I think, feeling is like, ooh, if so-and-so uses this cube, maybe I should get one of these. Or if so-and-so shops at whatever store, then maybe I should buy cubes from this store. And a lot of cubers that are sponsored because they are fast, they get free or discounted cubes because it helps them become a better cuber if they have better hardware to practice more, to get faster, which ultimately will make more people know who they are, and then it's this nice cycle of positive feedback basically for everyone in the cycle. Another group of cubers I would say are people not sponsored, not because they aren't fast, but more so because they're known for their social media presence, and most notably YouTube is the platform that comes to mind. There are definitely a lot of like larger cubers on like Instagram, Facebook, whatever, but I feel like YouTube is where a lot of the cubing community is, because cubing is a very visual type of thing, and the best way to interact with people is through video, through talking, through things like that. The first types of people that come to mind are like people like JPerm, Cubehead, or Tingman. They are by no means slow, but I think they're more known for their online social media presence than for being fast, especially in the modern age where, well, first of all, we're all trapped inside, so a lot of people are spending more time on the internet, and secondly, just over the past decade or even longer, a lot of things have been switching to online, to social media. I mean, look at the rise of Facebook, Google, like Instagram, YouTube. YouTube is so big now, it's really large. These types of sponsorships are really interesting because whereas a fast cuber, you can only see them in competitions or if they like post solves and stuff, these larger social media presence cubers have a much wider audience. For example, a 6-minute video could reach 100,000, a million people just as easily as like one cuber at a competition could reach the couple hundred people that are there. And a lot of them make make really, really great high quality videos. So it not only provides good content for the cubing community, but a lot of non-cubers also watch this content, and I think they're in an easily digestible manner that they can enjoy. And I don't know, if they want to pick up a cube, they might check the description and go to whatever store or purchase whatever cube that was shown in the video. So I think this is a great way for companies to get a lot of broad exposure, and also it exposes cubing to the non-cubing community, and it benefits obviously the cubers because I think it helps build their social media presence, which has them provide more value to the company, and then the company can, again, it's like a positive feedback loop, and hopefully everybody benefits. One other kind of group, I guess these are kind of vague separations, but was cubers who have a lot of potential or who are very unique in the community. So potential is either speed or social media wise. So in terms of like social media, I believe Cubehead was sponsored when he didn't have that many subscribers, but even just going back, a lot of his older videos are super high quality, and all his new ones are super high quality. So if you're able to sort of get someone while they're in the growing stages, you can help them grow and they can help you gain more exposure. And in terms of speed, again, I think I mentioned earlier him, but the first person that comes to mind is Max, because I believe he was sponsored when he wasn't very fast, but people saw a lot of potential in him. And I mean, look at him now, everybody knows who he is. So that was a great sponsorship. And similarly in this category, I kind of lump like people who are unique in the community. For lack of coming up with a better example, I think I'm included in this category. I think I'm relatively fast, but I'm not going to win any world championships anytime soon. I'm unique because I'm female and there just aren't a lot of females in the community. So I think people will notice me more if I am generally faster. And I like to think that I'm like nice and sociable, and I like to talk to people, which obviously is a really good thing if, I guess, being a social person, spreading word, and people know who I am at competitions generally, especially locally, because I'm usually the one organizing them. Whether it be like race, gender, some other quality that has you unique in the community, companies can also look for that, which can help sort of spread word in, I guess, a more niche setting. Not like more niche, these words aren't even making sense, but just like you're more likely to be noticed if you're unique, kind of. Yeah, did that make any sense? And yeah, I think it always helps to be nice to people, to be likable, to be sociable, just because more people want to talk to you, more people will respect you and see you if you are that type of person. I don't think I used to be like that. It's a mix of going to competition and also just getting older and becoming better at talking with people that I think has helped me really get to know a lot of cubers in the community, whether it be like sometimes I talk to parents and have a really great time, you know? Okay, so statistically speaking, most people are not sponsored, right? Because if everyone was sponsored, then that would kind of be pointless. So how can you get sponsored? Kind of similar to the few sections I mentioned above, there are different types, I would say, of cubers who are sponsored. First, the group of really fast people. You don't need to be number one in the world to be sponsored. There are plenty of people like myself who aren't best at anything in the world, but if you're fast in your country, if you go to a lot of competitions and you win, or you're really good at a lot of events or a specific event, it will be easier to get sponsored if you're faster, obviously, because again, cubing is competitive and people notice people who are faster. Similarly, if you have an online presence that can reach a really broad audience, that will really benefit companies. Or if you are unique in the community, like again, I briefly mentioned earlier, gender, race, whatever, age, I don't know, if you're like 2 years old and can solve it in 5 seconds, then you're probably gonna get a sponsorship, but show me a 2-year-old who can solve it in 5 seconds. Another, not misconception, but I think sort of misguided approach some people have to getting sponsored is that people want to get sponsored so they can get free cubes and go to competitions and stuff, but I don't think that's why you should want to get sponsored. Again, ultimately, a sponsorship is a business relationship. If you are sponsored, you are benefiting the company and the company is benefiting you. And the goal for the company is that you benefit them more than the cost that it takes them to benefit you. And you will, of course, get all the benefits that they give you. So if you can't provide any value to the company, it's not really going to be beneficial for them because it would kind of be a waste of money if they get no value out of it, right? So I think the goal shouldn't be to get sponsored. It should be to become a better cuber, a faster cuber, to grow your online media presence, and essentially just better yourself, I guess, as a person and a cuber. And if you think you can provide value to a cubing company, you should reach out. Just to recap, I think the 3 types of cubers that get sponsored are cubers who A, are either really fast, B, have a really large social media presence, or C, have potential to become really fast or to grow a very large social media presence, or are unique in the community. So if you are any of these things and you think you can benefit a company, I would definitely say reach out. But I feel like a lot of people have been asking about sponsorships and stuff in general. I may touch on some other parts about sponsorships, but I hope this little rant kind of got repetitive and I have a lot of thoughts that I didn't really put in a linear fashion, but I hope it was entertaining maybe and helpful, and I'll see you guys next time.